C++ is a powerful programming language. It is used to build many types of applications. These include games, graphical applications, and more. C++ is known as a middle-level language. This means it combines ease of use with powerful features. C++ lets you interact with the computer's hardware. It also provides tools to write code easily. C++ is versatile and efficient. It has been used to create a wide range of applications. These range from operating systems to web browsers. Its speed and flexibility make it a popular choice for demanding tasks. This includes game development and high-performance computing. C++'s legacy and continued relevance make it a valuable language to learn. It provides a solid foundation for understanding computer science principles. It is a stepping stone to learning other programming languages. To write and run C++ code, you'll need a few essential tools. The first is a text editor. A text editor is where you write your code. It's like a digital notepad for your programs. Popular text editors include VS Code, Code Media, screens showing VS Code, Code Blocks, Notepad++. Programmer using popular text editors, Blocks and Notepad++. These editors provide a user-friendly interface for writing and organizing your code. The second tool you'll need is a compiler. A compiler translates your C++ code into machine-readable instructions. Think of it as a translator for your computer. Different operating systems use different compilers. Windows users often use Visual Studio or MinGW. macOS users can use Clang. Linux users often already have GCC installed. Once you have a text editor and compiler set up, you're ready to start coding in C++. These tools are the foundation for developing, testing, and running your C++ programs. Let's start by creating a simple Hello World program. This is a traditional first step in learning any programming language. 1. Open your text editor and create a new file. 2. Type the following code hash, include int main, coot, hello world, endl, return 0. 3. Save the file with the extension. For example, you could save it as 4. Open your compiler or terminal. 5. Compile and run your code. This program will print hello world to the console. This simple program introduces a few key concepts. The line includes a library for input and output operations. The function is the starting point of every C++ program. The line sends the text hello world to the console and finally signals that the program is executed successfully. In C++, variables are like containers that hold information. Think of them as labeled boxes where you can store different types of data. Before you can use a variable, you need to declare it. This means telling the compiler its name and the type of data it will hold. C++ has several built-in data types. These represent different kinds of values, used for whole numbers like 10, 25, or -5. Used for numbers with decimal points like 3.14 or -2.5, to use for single characters like A, B, or $. Used for Boolean values, which can be either or. You declare a variable by writing its data type followed by its name. For example, int age = 25, double price = 19.99, char grade = A. Bool is logged in = true. These lines of code declare an integer variable named and assign it the value 25. A double variable named is assigned the value 19.99. A character variable named is assigned the value A, and a Boolean variable named is assigned the value. Section 5C++ Input and Output. Input and output operations are essential for interacting with your programs. They allow you to provide data to the program and see the results of its computations. In C++, the header file provides the tools you need for input and output. To display output to the console, you use along with the insertion operator, for example, C++ std. Good. This is some output. Endl. This line of code will print the text. This is some output to the console. He inserts a new line, moving the cursor to the next line. To get input from the user, you use along with the extraction operator. For example, C++ int number, coot, enter a number, std, sim, number. This code snippet first prompts the user to enter a number. Then it reads the user's input and stores it in the variable. Section 6. Controlling program flow. Control flow statements determine the order in which instructions are executed in your program. They allow you to create decision-making logic and repeat blocks of code. C++ provides several control flow statements. Executes a block of code only if a specified condition is true. Paired with an statement, it executes a block of code if the condition is false. Allows you to check multiple conditions sequentially. Provides a concise way to compare a value against multiple constant expressions. For example, the following code uses an statement to check if a number is positive C++ int num equals sign 5 if num 0 is seed coot, the number is positive, steed endl, else stead coot, the number is not positive, stead endl. In this example, the code inside the block will execute because is greater than 0. Section 7, functions in C++. Functions are blocks of code that perform specific tasks. They help you break down your program into smaller, more manageable parts. Functions can take input values, called parameters, and return a value as output. You define a function by specifying its return type, name, parameters, and body. For example, int add numbers, int a, int b, int sum equals sign a plus b, return sum. This code defines a function named that takes two integers as input and returns their sum. To use a function, you call it by its name and provide the required arguments. For example, int result equals sign add numbers 5, 3. Asatd. Quote, the sum is result set endl. This code calls the function with arguments 5 and 3, storing the return value in the variable. Section 8, arrays and strings. Arrays and strings are used to store collections of data. An array is a fixed-size sequence of elements of the same data type. A string is a sequence of characters. You declare an array by specifying its data type, name, and size. For example, int numbers 5 equals sign 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This code declares an integer array named that can hold 5 elements. Strings in C++ can be represented using the class. You can manipulate strings using various built-in functions. For example, ste, string name equals sign Alice, st, my name is Seterd Endl. This code declares a string variable named and initializes it with the value Alice. Arrays and strings are essential for working with collections of data. They provide a structured way to store and access multiple values efficiently. Section 9, understanding pointers. In C++, a pointer is a variable that holds a memory address. Pointers allow you to directly access and manipulate data stored in memory locations. You declare a pointer by using the asterisk symbol before the variable name. For example, int asterisk ptr, this code declares an integer pointer named. To get the memory address of a variable, you use the ampersand operator. To access the value stored at the address pointed to by a pointer, you use the asterisk operator, also known as the dereference operator. For example, int num equals sign 10 int asterisk ptr equals sign hash std coot, value of num, asterisk ptr, std endl. This code snippet first declares an integer variable and initializes it with 10. It then declares an integer pointer and assigns it the address of. Finally, it prints the value stored at the memory location pointed to by, which is 10. Pointers are powerful tools, but they require careful handling to avoid memory-related errors. Section 10, Object-Oriented Programming in C++. Object-Oriented Programming, or OOP, is a programming paradigm that emphasizes organizing code around objects. Objects are instances of classes, which act as blueprints for creating objects. OOP concepts include classes, blueprints for creating objects. They define the data and functions that objects of that class will have. Objects, instances of classes, they represent real-world entities or concepts. Inheritance allows you to create new classes, known as derived classes, that inherit properties and behaviors from existing classes, known as base classes. Polymorphism allows objects of different classes to be treated as objects of a common type. For example, you could have a class as a base class and derived classes like and OOP promotes code reusability, modularity, and data security. It's a powerful paradigm for building complex and maintainable software applications.